Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here tonight to talk about the NFC Conference Championship game. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Washington Commanders 55-23 here. And I mean, the Commanders' defense, man, it's just really struggled. I mean, even against Detroit, I mean, they forced turnovers, but if they can't force turnovers like in this with this defense, yeah, it's too difficult. Like, they just suck defensively today. They couldn't stop the run at all. They couldn't stop Saquon Barkley. I kind of said Jalen Hurts needs to step it up. I said in my preview, I said Jalen Hurts needs to step it up this week, and he needs to play better. Well, Jalen Hurts stepped up today, I thought, besides the three. Well, he had 3 rushing touchdowns. So, a few Saquon TDs. They still got 3, but Hurts, 20 of 28, 246, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, had 3 rushing touchdowns. I mean, I'm not going to count those. I mean, tush pushes really don't count. But y'all give credit. I mean, Jalen Hurts did play well today. In the first 2 games, he hadn't really thrown much. I mean, 131 yards, 120 yards, but 246 yards today and a touchdown. No interceptions. Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts are the only coach and quarterback in Eagles history to go to the Super Bowl twice. Can they win it this time? We'll see. But Jalen Hurts had a good game. I mean, you gotta give credit in this blowout victory. And this is again, he really needed to have a good throwing game today. You know, kind of get a little bit of criticism off. I think he done a good job today. Saquon Barkley, I mean, what more can you say about Saquon? 15 runs, 118 yards, 7.9 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns from Saquon. He's been excellent all season. Like, Saquon is such a good player. And he'll be in the Super Bowl in his first season as a Philadelphia Eagle. Like, he's been their best offensive player all season long. And now he's heading to the Super Bowl. His season, over 2,000 rushing yards, not including the playoffs, where he's probably like 2,200 or something like that. Will Shipley even had a touchdown, 77 yards on 4 carries and a touchdown. He took a big run and then got the touchdown for the 50-burger by Will Shipley. And he had 3 touchdowns by Hurts on 3 tush pushes. Dallas Goedert even got 2 carries. He had 13 yards. A.J. Brown's been kind of quiet these first 2 playoff games for Philadelphia. But he had a good game today. 6 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown for A.J. Brown. First 2 games, 1 catch, 10 yards, 2 catches, 14 yards. But he was more active in this game with 6 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. Dallas Goedert, 7 catches, 85 yards, and Devontae Smith, 4 catches for 45 yards. So the Eagles' offense was excellent. 459 total yards, 229 rushing, 230 passing, 7 yards per play, 28 first downs, 5 for 10 on their third downs. The problem with Washington was the turnovers. I mean, their poor defense today really hurt, but the turnovers, man, 4 turnovers, 3 fumbles, 1 interception there at the end of the game, but the 3 fumbles really hurt them as well. You know, getting behind early, and you know, had to try and chase Philly from behind. So the turnovers really hurt, and just poor defense, man. Like, they couldn't contain the run at all. And anytime they got a stop, they just couldn't capitalize to get it even closer. I'm just shocked the Eagles put up 55. The Eagles 17-3 headed to the Super Bowl. Talking about their defense now, Zach Bond was a special teamer, and he's turned into a freaking All-Pro and a Defensive Player of the Year finalist under Vic Fangio. He was all over the place today. 12 tackles, a TFL. He forced a fumble. Oren Burks was great as well. A TFL, a QB hit, a forced fumble, 9 tackles. That linebacker duo was great, and Burks was an incredible signing. He also had a sack today. Now we'll talk about the Eagles' defense. Orrin Burks had a sack, so did Nolan Smith Jr., and so did Jordan Davis, big old Jordan Davis. Interception by Quinyon Mitchell, the Toledo rookie corner. So their defense was excellent, I thought. We'll go to scoring in the quarters. Washington 3 in the first, 12 in the second, 8 in the third. Philly 14 in the first, 13 in the second, 7 in the third, 21 points in the fourth quarter. To really put this to a blowout, Commanders just kept turning the ball over a lot. Jayden Daniels had a really good rookie season, man. He went 29-48 today, 255, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, had 6 runs, 48 yards, 8.0 carry, and a touchdown. I thought he done as good as he could for this offense today. They just didn't have enough, man. I mean, just what a season, though, for the Commanders, man. I mean, they clinched the playoff berth for the first time since 2020. Obviously, drafted Jayden Daniels, number 2 overall. They won their first playoff game since 2005, and the first conference title game since 1991. Future's bright. Yeah, they got their ass beat today, but the Eagles are a better team. And I think the Commanders can get better. They don't have the best talent. I mean, who's their number 2? Zach Ertz? I mean, they can get better. But good rookie season from Jayden Daniels. Done a really good job carrying this team, but the defense just wasn't good enough. But they can get it better in the offseason. They got a bright future. They just couldn't run the ball today. Brian Robinson, 11 runs, 36 yards, 3.3 a carry. They need to get a running back, man. Like, Brian Robinson can't run for shit. Eckler, 8 runs, 15 yards. He had a fumble. They were down 11 late in the third quarter, and they were kind of driving, and Austin Eckler fumbled around midfield. He also had 5 catches, 17 yards. Their running backs didn't do much. McLaurin, 3 catches, 51 yards, and a touchdown. Besides that 1 touchdown, he really didn't do much. Zach Ertz, 11 catches, 104 yards for Zach Ertz. He had a solid season. Zakakis, 4 catches, 26 yards. De'Ami Brown, 3 catches, 42 yards. Ben Sinnott, 1 catch for 23 yards. Frankie Louvu had a sack, but my God, he was he jumped over the Eagles' offensive line that tush push play like 2 times. Lawrence Armstrong had a sack, and those are only 2 sacks they got. They were able to get a few stops here and there, but for the most part, they just got beat down, and the turnovers didn't help either. And there was I think it was a kickoff return where they fumbled as well, gave Philly, I believe, more points, gave them a touchdown. Zane Gonzalez 3 for 3 on field goals, but that's final stats there. Commanders in their season 14-6. Eagles will be going to the Super Bowl, and we can't wait to see the Chiefs and the Eagles. Nobody fucking asked for that. But Jayden Daniels had a good season. The rookie QB was ready for this day. Just the defense wasn't, and just too many turnovers early. There were some bad calls by the refs. Refs weren't great, but the Eagles were just a better team. And when you turn the ball over 4 times and your defense isn't playing good, you're not going to win. I don't care who you play, you're not going to win. But hats off to the Eagles. I hate to say that because I hate the Eagles. But you got to give credit. Jalen Hurts played his best game of the playoffs so far. Saquon Barkley continues to be Saquon Barkley. You got A.J. Brown more involved. And their defense was able to force 4 turnovers. Commanders, the success for them really has not been turning the ball over, and they turned the ball over a lot, and that just really hurt them. And the Eagles were able to capitalize off that. So the Eagles are in the Super Bowls. They're heading back for the second time in 3 seasons. We'll see if they can win it. This time, hopefully, they don't. But we'll see. Good performance. So that's all to say. Peace. And I'll be back for the Bills and Chiefs.